Hello, I've just got a new product to show you today. A while back a viewer suggested that I try the Rosa Gallery watercolour paints, and I've looked them up and been reading about them a little bit, and people seem to quite enjoy them, so I thought I'd give them a try. These are paints made in Ukraine, and they have quite a wide variety of sets that you can choose from that are kind of themed. I had a look at all of the different colour options in them, and I actually quite liked the romantic one, so that's what I've got today. They do have light fast and pigment information, and they are classed as professional paints. Oh, that's nice, a little swatch chart on watercolour paper. So I've got 21 full pans here. Let's see how they open. I'm going to take this out to stop it clanking around. So they're not wrapped all the way around. So I'm just going to try and pull the tops off so I leave the pigment information on the sides. And if anyone's seen any of my recent videos and knows that I'm going on a trip tomorrow, I have done some packing, so okay, I'll speed through opening the rest of these, but they are, on first impression, they're quite sticky paints, a little bit like opening the Roman schmoll paints, which is not a bad thing at all. So here they are all in the pan now. So when I was looking at the different sets you could choose from, I let my love of bright colours and pastel colours win out, and quite a few of these colours here have got white in. One of the sets that Rosa Gallery produces has all single pigment paints in it, so I think they have ranges that will appeal to most people. I'll pop them here to start with so you can see how they re-wet. So the light fast system is out of 3 stars, with 3 being the most light fast. So I haven't pre-wet any of these, and they, wow, look at the flow in that. And they're all re-wetting beautifully so far. And the pigment seems to flow super fast, which is a property that I really enjoy in paints. Even with white pigment in it, which are usually more sluggish. So Kimberly Crick conducted light fast tests on the Rosa paints, and from the set that I've got, although the coral is classed as 3 star, meaning the highest light fast, the coral and the lavender, she found them both to be fugitive and had faded. So I guess this will be just a sketchbook colour, but I do really love it. And this next colour, Magenta Rose, Kimberly Crick says has become her favourite PR 122 across all brands. So this is the other fugitive paint in the set, and I think it's the PV3 pigment in it that's the fugitive element. I'm not aiming for a nice even wash with these circles. I want to see as much variety in them as possible. This is 2-star Light Fast. I'll let all these dry and show you them up close at the end. A while back I was doing a video swatching out the Holbein set of 12 pastel watercolours, and I was having a go at mixing pastels myself. And this is one of the colours which I mixed and really loved at the time, which is PG7 and PW6. So I'm really happy to see it in the pre-mixed paint form. I mean, it's easy enough to mix yourself, but I like it a lot. I quite like this green, Aureoline green. It's quite bright, but it's got kind of a subtlety to it as well. So olive green is the only other 2-star paint in the Light Fast ratings. That was along with violet. So I've got a transparent yellow ochre and I've got yellow ochre gold, but this is my first actual yellow ochre. I'm still finding all the paints re-wetting beautifully. Oh, that's a nice burnt sienna. That's pretty grey. Yeah, as I say, I think I've got enough single pigment paints that I don't mind having a bit of fun with these more opaque or mixed pigments, or pigments with white in. I think they're a bit of fun. And my first black. Okay, well here's the palette now it's been used, and I didn't have re-wetting issues with any of them. And here's the first page. The granulation in the ultramarine, it is there, but it's really fine with this ultramarine. Colours on this page look amazing together. I'm just going to get out my swatch book now to compare a couple of the colours with my other colours. I'm looking at the Naples Yellow Light and I'm wondering if it got a little bit contaminated. It looks more like buff titanium almost. So I've cleaned it off again. Okay, no, it's not too dissimilar. So it's definitely leaning towards buff titanium than the Naples Yellow, like the ones I've got here. And then the Naples Rose, it's different pigments, but it's most similar to the Schmincker's Naples Yellow Reddish that I've got. Well, they're both PW6, but the Naples Rose is just the PR101. So if you mixed any of these, the burnt siennas, transparent red oxide, if you mix those with titanium white, then you get something like that. I was just curious to see the coral rose next to the rose doré, and that's probably the most similar that I've got. Oops, sorry, I'm doing everything too far up. So that's Winsor & Newton's rose doré, and then the coral. So the lavender is really quite similar to Schmincke's ultramarine violet. And the violet, it's quite similar to A. Gallo's Tyrian purple, though different pigments. And the royal blue is actually quite similar to Holbein's lavender and Roman Schmoll's lavender. Well, that's a little bit redder. Yep. That's the ultramarine comparison. And then they're blue. I don't have anything identical to it. It's most similar to phthalocyanine blue from Snellier. So you can see I've got a little bit of granulation with the cobalt turquoise. And although it's different pigments, I'd say it's most similar to Snellier's turquoise green. And the mint, kind of somewhere probably closest to A. Gallo's copper blue, which is a whole mixture of pigments, but does include that PG7 and a white. And then this aureoline green, I really like it, and I don't even like greens that much, but I was curious to see how close to A Gallows Fig Green it was, and it's kind of darker and stronger, but yeah, along the same lines, though again different pigments. The olive green is quite like Daniel Smith's olive green, though obviously it's not as light fast, so I'd end up opting for one of these. The yellow ochre is actually very similar to Roman Schmall's transparent gold ochre, and it's only semi-transparent on the packaging, but it's reasonably clear for a semi-transparent paint. Then of the burnt siennas, I'd say that it reminded me most of the Winsor & Newton burnt sienna. It just had that really nice clarity to it and flow. I don't have a sepia actually. The closest I've got is Sennelier's warm sepia. Then for the grey, it's actually fairly similar to Derwent's pastel shade Storm Grey, though I don't have light fast information or pigment information for that one. And lastly, the neutral black. Yeah, it's not identical to anything that I've got. It's not a very black, though it's, I mean, my Sennelier neutral tint's much stronger and even Payne's grey. So yeah, overall I'm super happy with that paint set. I love the colours that I've chosen. So if you're new to watercolours, or if you're moving from student grade to professional grade watercolours, then not this set necessarily, but I wouldn't hesitate to recommend a Rosa Gallery watercolour set. It was really enjoyable. Obviously I need to play around with them quite a bit more and actually do some painting with them. So yeah, I hope that was interesting. And as ever, thank you so much for watching. I'm also really grateful to all the viewers who leave lovely comments and give me someone to interact with about art materials and just share my excitement in general. It's been really, really nice, so thank you. Bye.